Today we're going to be going over setting up your license plate camera on the Paramount series. Okay, as you can see, this is the field of view of the camera um, that we have. I'm logged in via a web portal. This is on Google Chrome, but if you're working off the local monitor, don't worry, you can still follow this guide. The one differential you're going to see here is you have live display, playback, search and backup, intelligent analytics, and function panel. Um, so if you're working off the local monitor, you're going to have a circle of 4 squares on the bottom left. That's going to be your start button. Click on set, because the first step here is going to be for us to click on function panel from the web portal. After clicking on that, you will see this screen populate on the local monitor, and from this point on, everything's going to be identical. So the next step that you're going to go ahead and do is go ahead and click on LPR underneath the AI events section. And then from there, you're going to want to select your camera, your LPR camera here in the top, where it says camera name. Okay. If you try and select a camera that's not a license plate reader camera, because this is specifically going to be, this process only works with a license plate camera. So if you try to use any other kind of camera, uh, for instance, an AI camera, an LC3 or an LC2 camera, or any of the UFO AIs or anything like that, you're going to get this option. It says this feature is not supported because the LPR function, the license plate reading function, is strictly with a license plate reading camera. And that's what this guy is here. It's the part number up here at the top for the one that we offer currently. So the first thing that you're going to be doing, typically you would see this, it would be all blanked out. You're going to go ahead and check the box to enable it. Okay, that's going to turn on your license plate reading functionality under detection. Okay, the next thing you're going to do is draw your zone where you would like to capture plates. Okay, so there's no reason for me to put it up all the way up here at the top because there's not going to be any license plates in this area up here. So really what you want to do is do your best to get it in the area where you're going to be looking for plates. This camera, when you're mounting it up, it is highly recommended that you have it as head on as possible. You can have it at a deep, but you do want to have that head on. And if you're going to be super far away, this is a varifocal lens, so you can go ahead and zoom into the area where you're going to be capturing plates. So firstly, though, just draw that zone as head on as possible and where you're going to be looking for plates. Okay. Next, you have your schedule. This is when the license plate reader is going to be active. So you can go ahead and set a schedule here for that. If you want to create your own, you can go to manage and create your own. Detection area, you can only have one, so make sure you get that zone drawn properly. Blocked area. This is going to be if you know you're going to have a license plate parked in an area consistently. So we usually have maybe a car or two parked over here on the left, so we have a little block zone around it. So that way it doesn't repeatedly capture that same plate over and over again. Okay, you can do up to 4 blocked areas per camera. Once you have that set, just go ahead and select where your plates are going to be predominantly from. Okay, plate exposure and plate size range. Really don't have to mess with this. The default settings are typically going to be fine. If you find yourself having issues capturing plates, I would contact our tech support. And at that point, we may play with some of these functions or give you some advice on playing with some of those parameters. Okay, and then go ahead and hit apply when you're done. Your license plate camera is set up, ready to go at this point. It's going to be capturing plates. This is very base level, basic setup for this camera. This camera can, of course, do more because the Paramount recorders, they have databases, so that way you can store plates for block and allow lists. You can utilize it for recognition with that. So, if it matches somebody from your plate, it can do a specific function. We have a separate video on setting up your recognition portion of your LPR. So go ahead and reference that. But that's what this is for, the recognition portion. Again, this is not enabled off of the bat, so you have to go in here and enable these settings. But this video is just going to be strictly how to set it up to detect and start capturing plates right off the bat. So as far as that goes, you're good to go there. This is what it looks like when it's being utilized and working properly. So you can just go to your intelligent analytics. You can go to your vehicle section. You can choose the date that you want to look for snaps, and then you can choose your camera. So if you choose your LPR camera in this case, and you do a search, it's going to be any time it captured a plate. In that field of view, it's going to give you the timestamp, it's going to give you the plate number. You can click on any of the thumbnails, it'll play the video clip down here in the bottom left of when it captured it. You can also do a search for specific plates, or you could just put in a partial. So let's say if I just put in the letter K, this is going to be just plates with the letter K in it. And that's it. That's setting up your license plate camera on the Paramount series.